Fielding West, Liberace gave you your first big break at the Sahara Hotel. How many times did he tickle your ivories?
Oh, as much as he wanted.
Dom Chambers, you've built your magic career around beer. When was the last time you puked or passed out?
5 minutes ago.
Perfect. Dan Harlan, your website touts you as successfully performing every trick in the entire Tarbell course of magic. What have you failed miserably at?
Every trick in Tarbell.
This question and many more will be forced upon my final guests when they receive my late night magic touch. Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Paul. I am not a magician, and after 6 long episodes, I am barely a fan. Why did I agree to host this? Only to chat and tease with this illustrious world-class panel. This performer has created some of the most highly prized magic effects of all time, hosts the Penguin Magic Live lecture series, and fooled Penn and Teller on Fool Us. He is Dan Harlan. America's Got Talent Semi-Finalist and cast in the most recent Broadway company of the Illusionists, with internet videos viewed over 100 million times. His modern take on magic has made him Australia's favorite son, the fake wizard himself. He is Dom Chambers. And comedy magic royalty, guest starring in 17 network television shows, headlining 11 Las Vegas spectaculars, and opening for countless stars. A man that needs no introduction, but I just can't help myself. He is Fielding West. You do mention a few times the Tarbell Course in Magic. You successfully performed every trick, and that would mean a lot more to me if I knew what the that was.
Yeah, you want to know?
Tell me. I want to know. Tell me.
All right. Okay, so there are 8 volumes of magic in the Tarbell course. It's over 1,000 tricks over this course. It was written about 95 years ago, and I updated every single one of them. I did 6 new tricks a week on average for 5 years.
Yeah, that's an incredible achievement, Dan. Actually, it was. We saw you start it, and we were all like, "There's no way this guy's going to be mad enough to do the entire thing." But this guy is mad enough to complete the whole thing.
You are dealing with a lot of liquid. You're known for all your beer tricks. And I want to know, just because I was a technician first and an act later, does the beer go in your luggage? Do you buy it at each location?
No, it's cheaper to just piss in the glass before the show.
Nice. By the way, Dominic, this is an intervention. You have a problem. Is it?
Oh, I know.
Are you able to tell me, and you don't have to if you want to, is it really beer?
Yep, 100%. It's really beer.
So I'm curious how you don't get drunk, and why aren't you fat? That's what I want to know.
I'm fat.
Oh my God.
You're grossly mistaken. This is.
But normally when you're not doing, there you go.
I thought that's where babies came from.
They don't, but he keeps trying, Fielding. That's the problem. And Fielding, that brings me to you. That you say that Liberace helped you break into show business, and I guess I want to know, and it was at the Sahara, I remember,
right.
But how did you meet Liberace? How does that happen?
I'd come out here to Las Vegas in January of 1980. The Jimmy Awards, named after Jimmy Durante, is being shot, a TV show honoring all of the best acts in Las Vegas, the best dancers, best singers, best choreographers, yada, yada, yada. And they had a star-studded cast, Siegfried and Roy and Liberace, Tony Orlando, Anne Margaret.
Wait, hang on, Dom, do you know who any of these people are?
I heard something about Orlando. That's a state, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. And I turn around and there's Liberace. I mean, he is this close. I mean, we're face to face. And I was just so embarrassed. And I told him the story about the manager losing the money. We had no cash. He said, well, what do you do? I said, I'm a magician. He says, you should go to the Sahara Hotel because they have audition nights on Mondays. It was a showcase. I said, we went there last week. They put us on at 1 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was there. No one saw us. He picked up the phone. He called Jack Eglash, the entertainment director. He said, Jack, I've got this very charming young man that I've had my eye on for some time. I want you to put him on at 9 o'clock on Monday, and I'm going to be there.
What do you think happened next after this moment?
Yeah, he gets beat up by Piff the Magic Dragon.
I would say so. what happened next?
He slept with all the women. They couldn't resist.
It is pretty sexy, but I believe what happened next was that Fielding soon discovered that he could not get all of Vernon's capabilities merely by drinking his brains.
As far as I'm concerned, I just don't look gay enough in this photo.
Yeah, that perm isn't helping. But I think what happened next was he was fired from his job at the morgue. Let's look at the next photo. Oh my God. All right. Fielding, any thoughts? After this photo, Fielding, what happened?
He gave it to me and I drank it.
Dom Chambers.
He slept with all the women. They couldn't resist.
I think, Dan, after this photo, you spent another 10 years in celibacy. Now listen.
Oh,
This dummy found a ventriloquist.
Yes, that's exactly. How did you know? Dom Chambers.
He went through puberty.
Actually, I liked it when it was a unibrow.
Yeah.
Hey. You know Bugs Bunny? I f***ed him. Oh, I drank too much.
In the last 10 years, everyone talks about when you go to a comedy club, there's a little bit of a stigma for prop acts. You played the clubs. Was that there at that time?
Oh, they hated us. If you were a prop act, they hated us. But what happened to me was I was on the last Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, and Bud Friedman had heard about this. And so he invited me to do, I wound up on 3 of Evening at the Improvs, even though I had props.
We're going to start with Dan. Which one of these are true? A, plays the harmonica in a band. B, booked at the White House Easter egg roll and was asked to leave because he made a child cry. Or C, was adopted, but his twin was not. Fielding?
B.
Dominic?
I believe all of them. Looking at Dan right now,
The answer
there's a
actually
possibility
is
that all
A.
of those are true.
The answer is A. He plays a harmonica in a band. Very good. Let's go to Fielding next. This is about Fielding West. This is for Dan and Dominic. Fellas, which one of these are true about Fielding? A, he has a blood tattoo on his left shoulder that says Made in Japan. B, after seeing his show, the famous pitchman Ron Popeil gave him 2 free cans of his bald spot coloring spray. Or C, Lance Burton was his best man at both of his weddings. Dominic?
Go with C.
You think Lance Burton was his best man? How about you, Dan?
Yeah, as much as I'd like the other things to be true, definitely C.
Actually, they're all true. Am I right, Fielding?
Yes, you are.
They're all
you did
true.
get a blood tattoo.
Which one of these are true about Dom? A, in his youth, he was in trouble with the law and arrested. B, his first job was as a child actor doing commercials for baby shampoo. Or C, during a class presentation, played audio from a porn video and no one knew where it was coming from. Fielding?
I got to go with all of them.
Okay, Dan?
I'm going with B.
Yes, the answer is C. During a class presentation, he played audio from a porn video. Now, Dominic, you told me that you played it on speakers. Was it the speakers through the whole school or just through the class?
No, just through the classroom. So you'd connect your computer into the system so you could play your PowerPoint presentation or whatever. And there was a headphone jack you put into your computer.
Right.
So I played porn audio, which was going through the classroom speakers as I was doing my speech. And my teacher didn't know where it was coming from. And during the speech, I'm going, can you guys please turn off that irritating noise? I'm trying to do a presentation.
Yeah, it was not that you were in trouble with the law and arrested. But I was going to ask Dan to do our Bad Boys show because he had a thing with the law. Is that something we can talk about, Dan, or you want to wait for another
How
time?
dare you? This interview is over.
Yeah, we talked about it before. Come back.
Hi.
No, move
Hey,
on.
it's me.
Yeah, Dan's a badass. My first magic touch was at a kid's birthday party when I was 5. That's when I was introduced to it. And my last magic touch was this morning with a bottle of schnapps and sexyfarmanimals.com. So, Fielding, when was your first and last magic touch?
I was 9 years of age, and my grandfather was disciplining me for doing something stupid, and he was reaching up in my ear and pulling out jelly beans.
Nice. And the last time you were, and when was the last time you were magically touched? And of course, I'm speaking sexually.
Why, it's funny you should ask that. It's going on right now.
Me too.
Yeah. Dom, when was the first time you were magically touched?
Well, I did have, this is actually a true story. I had a kid's birthday entertainer at my 3rd birthday party. His name was Uncle Alan, and we thought he was fantastic. My parents were big fans of his Uncle Alan, so we decided to look him up online, like maybe what would have been about a decade on to see whether he's still doing magic where he is now. And the first thing that came up about this magician Uncle Alan was that he was now in jail for those exact charges that you're referring to.
And when was the last time you were magically touched?
Oh, God.
I know you broke up with your girlfriend. When was the last time? Say it.
Yeah, it was this morning. Fine.
Okay.
It was this morning.
Dan?
Go back to Uncle Alan.
Yeah, please. Where is Uncle Alan? I miss him. It's a bad tickle, Uncle Alan. Dan, when was your first magic touch?
It was when my mom produced a bar of soap for me from behind my ear to get me to take a bath.
That's so fun. And we all know your last magic touch because she's right next to you.
There
And
you
now,
go.
folks, it is time for our second and final magic moment.
I bit Doug Henning on the dick.
It was 1997 when The Masked Magician came to our television screens, revealing how the standard magic trick and illusions were supposedly done. There was a lot of controversy, there were debates, there were a few lawsuits. One magician I spoke to said it actually helped his bookings because people wanted to see if they could be fooled in his act. Now, 23 years later, we asked for an interview with the Masked Magician, which was happening up until yesterday when his representative informed us that he had to cancel due to poor health. All I can say is I hope he's wearing a mask over his mask. Doing our homework, we're able to dig up the audition tapes and found that he was not the only person that was considered for the role. Take a look at this.
Where's your $50 bill?
Thank you.
Next is a magic classic.
We'll let you know.
Now I need complete silence as I cut the lady in half.
Are you at the right audition?
Okay, there's nothing in my hand.
I quit. President Trump will not be unveiling Barack Obama's portrait during his term. I guess he doesn't want to be associated with hanging a black man in the White House. However, it's the last show. Fuck off. I don't care. They did, in all fairness, they did cover the portrait with a white sheet. And now, friends, we're going to do our final game. This was a kid's game. Marry, Kill. These are our choices for today because this is our final show. Are The Last Jedi, The Last Supper, and a rotisserie chicken. Dominic, marry, kill.
Always want to a chicken, so I'm going to go with that one. Marry Last Jedi, and I'd kill all 13 of them. Because
that's very daring. Fielding West.
The Last Supper is they're arguing over who's going to lead the tip. The chick, marry the chicken. Absolutely. Marry the chicken.
All three of you, actually.
I have a question. What the f is that lady saying?
I don't know. I want to thank Ryan and Graham who asked me to participate in this show and birthing the writer's room for people who wanted to participate. It's been a real fun learning experience, and thank you to everyone who participated and watched. And now, panelists, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 100.
69.
Dominic?
This many.
Fielding West?
73.
The answer is the middle finger. And Dom, because you won, you need to sing one sentence of one song with the word magic in it. Go.
No.
The wand is broken. The rabbit's dead. Thank you for joining us. Good night.